Hey, I am TC, your girlfriend, not girlfriend, and the most honest F buddy you've never had. Today's topic: can you or should you be exclusive in a friends with benefits relationship? Let's get into it. Okay, later on in this video, I have my own kind of experience slash opinion. So I will give it to you at the end. So listen to these questions that I think you should consider, but hang in there for the end because I'll give you my personal experience on like being exclusive in a friends with benefits relationship or whatever. So the first thing I would say to think about is, what does exclusive mean? Right? Because if you're asking somebody in a friends with benefits relationship to be exclusive, you can't mean exclusive by like, if you're dating somebody, we can't talk to nobody else kind of situation. There is, this is a different type of exclusive that we're talking about here. So what do you mean by exclusive? Because you should be free to engage with someone you want to date. After all, that's why you're in this friends with benefits non-committal situation. So defining what exclusivity means and looks like for your dynamic is important. That's the first question that I would ask. What you mean by exclusive? The next thing I would say is important to ask is, why is someone asking for exclusivity? Where are they emotionally? So just because someone's asking for exclusivity doesn't mean that, maybe they want to be with you forever and, whatever. Don't jump off a cliff there. But why are they asking this question? Does it have anything to do with jealousy? Are they trying to keep you from going anywhere until they go somewhere? What are they protecting? What are they trying to do here? It could very well mean that emotionally they may be in a place that you are not. So getting to the bottom of why it is that they are introducing this thing into your dynamic, whether it be right at the beginning or somewhere in the middle, you want to sit and have a talk and ask that question. It's very important. Also, if you are the person that is initiating exclusivity, why? Why do you want to do that? What is going on with you where you want that person to not be talking to anyone else and you have the expectation for yourself that you won't be talking to anyone else? Hone in on that reason before you guys make any decisions. The next question I would say to ask is, what happens when someone's ready to break this rule? Is somebody going to get mad? Is somebody going to be hurt? What happens if someone is ready to be like, hey, I want to go over here and talk to this person. Does that mean that you and that person can no longer be sexually involved? Or the biggest thing is, are you guys still going to be friends? Is the big thing. That's really what I'm trying to get down to the bottom and nitty gritty of it with this question. What does this mean? Does this mean that you no longer want to be a friend of mine? You no longer want to hang out with me? What are we talking about here? What are the stakes in entering to this exclusive space with you? Because we're here for a good time, not a long time. So, and I don't mean that in terms of life. I mean this relationship. Friends with benefits is we're here in the moment. We're not here thinking about the future. So what is this exclusivity thing? Like, how do I get out of this if I wanted to? Because it may work for you now. Like, you may be good. You're not looking at anybody's direction. But what happens when you do see somebody that is compatible, that maybe you want to start a friends with benefits relationship with them because you guys may have more interests aligned, or you may actually want to start dating this person. So asking that question of what it looks like when you are ready to change things is important, because then you know whether or not you should even enter into an exclusive friends with benefits relationship with this person. The last question I would say to consider, and this is more of an internal thing, why did you enter into a friends with benefits relationship in the first place? Does having sex with one person work for you? Because if it does, and you're just kind of focusing on there and you have answers and clarity on all the other questions that I proposed in this video, then, maybe you're good to go. You're like, cool, like, I don't see any problem with it. I'm fine with that until things need to be changed. And then we can come back and talk and make some amendments whenever things need to be changed. But for now, I'm good. But if you can't see yourself having sex with one person, or you entered into a friends with benefits relationship so that you can share a level of intimacy and fun with a person, but you're also free to kind of do your own thing and explore, communicate that and do not buckle. Do not be like, oh, I want to keep this person around and da-da-da. So I'm going to just say okay and acquiesce to this. Don't do it. Know your reasons. Like, ask yourself those questions and know your reasons for being in a friends with benefits relationship in the first place, so that you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want to say yes to this. Okay, so now we've made it to the end of the video, and I promised you guys that I would give you an exclusive kind of insight on my experience with being exclusive with friends with benefits, or in friends with benefits relationships. So for me, as I stated before, I am pretty busy. I don't like having a lot of things going on, being involved with a lot of people. So I tend to be, for the most part, exclusive in my friends with benefits relationships. And maybe there's like one or two other people that came along during those situations that were also like just friends with benefits, not anything serious. But for the most part, I was exclusive with one person. And I didn't require that of them. I just required them to be super honest with me about what they did. And I think for men, because they don't want to mess up maybe a situation that they are very happy in, the sex is great, we're having a lot of fun, they tend to just not, because I'm very serious about like, bro, do not, if you hide, I'm gone. I'm serious. If you hide, I'm gone. Be honest. I'm honest, stay honest. So they just, so that they don't have to tell me that they've been with anybody else, they just don't, for the most part. So we enter into this space. Also, we're spending so much time with one another and we're having such a good time with one another. We don't really have time to see or be involved with other people. So both of my situations for a period of time, and I'm talking like a couple years, were pretty exclusive to just me and that person. Maybe it wasn't a rule, but it was kind of like one of those silent rules that I talked about in a previous video. And I can tell you that I was good with that because like there were no surprises for me or that other person. But it does accelerate, it could possibly, and I know that I just seen it accelerate that idea of long-term relationship happening. So just be careful with this when you get into those exclusive spaces, because expectations and other emotions come with that. There's a certain level of like trust and comfortability that you feel when you guys are only involved with one another. And it is very easy to see a relationship spawn from that. It's also very easy to think that you may be entering into a relationship without even like saying the words. You may be entering into a relationship because of that level of exclusivity. And when another person decides they want to make changes, it does have the tendency to be hurtful to one party, possibly. So that's just my experience. So guys, that is all I have to say on the topic of exclusivity in friends with benefits relationships. As always, if you have any further questions or you want to know more about my personal experiences, definitely feel free to ask in the comments. I have no problem answering or making another video on the matter. But that kind of concludes this video. So be free, have fun, be safe, enjoy. See you guys on the next video.